How's it going, everybody? My name is John, and I just got some fantastic news as I have been hearing from multiple reports that MSNBC, fake left-wing Comcast-owned media outlet MSNBC, has seen a significant drop of ratings since the election. And not only that, but is looking to be sold by its parent company, Comcast. These reports go hand in hand with other articles that have been written saying that CNN is making a lot of layoffs leading up to even their main panelists and hosts. I'm sure that none of these things come at great surprise to most of you, as we all know that these companies lie extensively, but the reason that I feel like it's hitting MSNBC just a little bit harder than CNN is because CNN has made some effort to be neutral. For example, during the Joe Biden debate, I thought they were pretty neutral. They've had on multiple guests that have given very nuanced perspectives in terms of the Democrats. They're more so centrist perspectives, as opposed to MSNBC, which is verged on the border of delusion. MSNBC was one of those channels that told you this is the closest election that has ever been in your lifetime, even though the last election was literally decided by 80,000 votes. Just to come to learn that Donald Trump wins the popular vote, which is the first time a Republican has since 2004. Not only does he win the popular vote, but he wins all 7 swing states, the Senate, and the House in an absolute landslide victory. After being so catastrophically wrong about the outcome of the election, you would think that MSNBC would take some time to self-reflect. But nope, you have their main host, Morning Joe, Mr. Joe Scarborough, who blames Latino men's misogyny and black men's misogyny for Kamala losing.
But it's not just misogyny from white men. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them.
This idea that Latino men are too misogynistic to vote for a woman, the president of Mexico is literally a woman right now. Not only that, but a lot of Latinos live on the border and they came to this country legally. They put a lot of hard work, a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of risk for their family. And there is a lot of criminals, confirmed criminals, entering the United States, and they don't want that on their doorstep. Joe Scarborough would have such an out-of-touch, dated opinion, considering that he doesn't even know how much butter costs in the grocery store.
A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, somebody who was going to be voting for Kamala Harris came up to me and said, "Oh my God, Trump's going to win." I go, "Why is that?" He goes, I went to the grocery store. Butter's over $3. I kind of laughed and I said, well, that's kind of reductive, isn't it?
The $7.
What's that?
The $7.
What's that? Butter is $7?
Yeah.
What?
Some
Is
places.
it framed in gold?
MSNBC and the left like to throw around these claims of misinformation and disinformation. Well, what do you guys make of this video that MSNBC made of Joe Rogan talking about Tulsi Gabbard and then made it seem like he was talking about Kamala Harris?
She's going to win.
No, she's not.
She can win. She is a strong woman. She is a person who served overseas twice. She in a medical unit. She was a congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She is a person of color. She's everything you want. She's going to win.
No, she's not.
She can win. They just want no Trump, no matter what.
They have since deleted the video, but what are they even talking about? Kamala Harris hasn't even served in the military. The stuff Rogan is saying about Tulsi doesn't even match up with Kamala. On the subject of Joe Rogan, take a listen to what this amazing MSNBC panelist had to say about him.
And then moves them through YouTube videos, through podcasts, moves them from that annoyance all the way slowly to a full-blown fascist politic. We don't have the equivalent of Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson to move that man in a feminist direction.
Go yourself.
Oh, what? You're telling me that dudes like Harry Sisson and Dean Withers aren't just driving men to the feminism leftist cause? Finally, last but certainly not least, we get to the absolute queen of why MSNBC is most likely going to be sold. The arbiter of misinformation, the absolute racist queen herself, Joy Reid.
There is a huge element, to be honest, of anti-blackness in a lot of this, anti-black Americanness specifically. And Paula and I have talked about this, that there is a part of that anti-blackness is a piece of it, even though Enrique Tarrio, who's the head of the Proud Boys, is a black Latino, but he's down with white supremacists. Down with them. And there's this idea that I'm black, but I'm not black. I may look black to you. I may be black if I'm walking through Bloomingdale's and get followed around. But in my mind, I'm identifying with whiteness because whiteness means privilege.
In 1 minute, Joy Reid somehow manipulates wording and just makes it seem like all people who voted for Trump, even people of color, are somehow racist or anti towards their own color or anti-black. Is it really that far out of the realm of possibility that people of color just chose the candidate they thought was better based on their own needs and wants? And finally, the coup de grace on top of it all, I want you guys to take a listen as Joy Reid talks with a professor on how you should handle your Trump voting family members during these upcoming holidays.
How do you interact with people who you know voted for this, right? If you are an LGBTQ person and you know someone in your family voted essentially against your rights, or you're a woman knowing that, this man was calling people the B word, do you recommend, just from a psychological standpoint, being around them? We got the holidays coming up.
It's a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going to a situation where
They always complain about Donald Trump and his rhetoric, but they're literally on here telling you not to spend time with your loved ones and family just because you voted differently in an election. Then they wonder why their ratings have dropped off 50% and why people hate the mainstream media. We can literally tell it's out to divide everybody. Despite how happy it may seem that MSNBC and CNN are taking these setbacks, I do believe that we should proceed with caution. The people who are running this mainstream media apparatus literally set up to divide and cause tension amongst the people. They have something else in mind. They might start infesting social media. They might start doing it through some other way. They might copy the Republicans and do the podcast method. But I would just highly be on the lookout. Just because they're canceling the mainstream news, which is a W, doesn't mean that these people are dead and done. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a like and comment if you did. Let me know what you think about MSNBC's possible and hopeful sale. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.